Another year, another BlizzCon. So much news, all in its first day. It's crazy. We're going to be talking about all of the Blizzard updates for the rest of the year and moving on to 2018, as well as a couple of the other biggest stories of the week. Right now on Inventory Full, it's time to unload.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies.
So I was trying to get some of the vanilla Warcraft music, but so I had to pick the movie because it was a lot more dynamic, a lot faster.
I kind of love it.
Yeah, that's true, I guess.
Inside Baseball, we don't know what he's picking from music when it shows up. It just starts, and we kind of always like, yeah, all right,
Yeah.
okay.
If I didn't see what it was, I wouldn't know that this was from Warcraft.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy. It's basic war music.
Yeah,
like
I want to stab a fool right now.
And you should.
I know.
It's your God-given right.
That's right.
I try to pretend that movie
American.
didn't happen.
Hold on, I think we're gonna dial it back a little bit.
I wish I could be there for that.
Welcome to Inventory Full here on the Popcorn Talk Network and on Twitch. We are live at twitch.tv/InventoryFullPT. Make sure you give us a follow because we stream games too. I'm one of your hosts. It's Mark Donica. You can find me on Twitter at Mark B. Donica. This is Nate Miller.
I'm Nate Miller. What's up, nerds? You can find me on social media at DogLikeNate.
That's Stacey Shuttleworth.
Hi guys, I'm Stacey Shuttleworth. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram at Stacey Shuttles.
And that is Patrick to the Dees.
True story. You can find me at P to the D's. I was waiting for the What's Up Nerds. I was like on edge, and you went with it. I'm so glad. Please stick with that.
You got a consistency.
Yeah, I kind of love it. Also, you can find me at Truly Slide on your console of choice, so hit me up.
What's Up Nerds going to be our first shirt. Anyway, you can find all of us on Twitter as well at InventoryFullPT. We're on all of the social media, so please find us. Let's talk a little bit about what we've been playing before we get into the news. Mario Odyssey. Last week, I mentioned how it was tied for my favorite Mario game.
Yes, you did.
It has since dropped down to number 2.
Oh, has it?
Yes,
what
it
was
has.
it? What dropped it? What was it? What was it?
So Mario. I mean, we're kind of getting to news too, but Mario Odyssey is the fastest-selling Mario game since Super Mario Bros. Wii, with 1.1 million units in the United States alone within 5 days. That's amazing. Now, this isn't spoilery because it's on every gaming site out there on the interweb. There are 999 moons that you can get, and some of those include time trial stuff. There's an achievement system that rewards you with moons. So you have to finish stuff, and then you get a moon for finishing it, and then you go to Toadette, who is at Peach's castle, and she goes, "Hey, you did it. Here's another one." And it's just a lot of, "Hey, here's a bunch of moons."
Stacks on stacks.
If it would lead to any sort of a game changer or reward, like how in Infamous Second Son, this is a random reference. You get the final powers that you get are after you beat the game, and then you just sort of roam around with your last new power.
Yes.
This isn't that at all.
No.
It's essentially an old school Nintendo thank you for playing, and I don't like that. If I'm going to be spending this time, give me a little bit something again, because my favorite game being Mario Galaxy, you got 120 stars, you unlocked the ability to play as Luigi for the entire game, and it changed the experience.
Oh, interesting. See, the challenge of getting to the 999 in and of itself wasn't enough, right? You wanted
it's not enough for me. Okay. Right now, I'm sitting at about 400 and something moons.
Get out of here.
And I'm probably
fucking
not
400 moons.
Right?
Get out of here.
I'm hashtag scrub. But
0 moons.
yeah, so I played it only a little bit over the weekend, and I don't right now. I want to play it until I don't want to pick up my Switch anymore. That's when I'll get new Switch games.
Okay.
So I want to play it until it's at its natural conclusion with me. But still an amazing game. Still a great game. But Hey Nate, have you played anything other than Destiny 2?
Nope. I almost played some PUBG, and I didn't. And I opened up Hearthstone, but then I closed it, and I just played Destiny.
Man.
So check in with us. What's your power level? What are you doing these days?
287.
All right.
I'm leveling my Warlock to 20, so I've got another person to run stuff through with some of my people that are lower level.
Are you doing Nightfalls? What are you?
Yeah,
okay.
I I have a friend that I've been running him with, and another friend that has, she's got a baby, so she's busy.
Yeah,
can't run as much.
Can imagine.
A little bit
running through most of the content with that.
Baby's the third, then in the fire team.
Right, we're working on it.
Okay,
for
level.
Destiny 3. For Destiny
Babies
3.
always have the worst power level.
It's a 10-year game plan,
Got it.
so we're getting invested.
Get them in now.
We're getting
Totally.
a dynasty.
Yes.
Start now.
I like it.
Destiny
Yeah,
Dynasty.
so
Yep.
I've got a good foundation to find people from. I've been using the Discord from the Destiny subreddit
Oh,
for
cool.
LFGs,
Yeah.
and we actually put together a group on Wednesday when the raid came out to do the raid, and did 3 out of 4 encounters in like 3 hours on our first try. The thing is, we went in pseudo blind, except this one guy had done it on console, so he kind of knew what to do. But we got to guess for a lot of things, and then when we got frustrated, he was like, well, what about that thing? It's like,
Yeah.
But it was really
That's
fun.
cool.
And even then, like, even once you know what to do, you still have to do it.
Of course.
Right. But yeah, it was really fun. It was
Good.
It was very, very fun. I feel like it was almost too short, but I don't know if that's just because we had a good group. My buddy just told me that he tried to get another group to run one of his alts through, and it just like completely fell apart.
Yeah.
So I know we got lucky, but man, it was awesome. We did Callus the next day. It was very fun.
That's pretty
And
rad.
then-
I love that he just let you go and then like prodded you along in the event that you guys couldn't find the solution. It's kind of like the perfect way to do it, I
Yeah.
think. I'd want somebody there like locked and loaded with the solution if we're just like banging our head against the wall and like rage quitting, breaking controllers.
Yeah, because I wanted to go in blind because that's a lot of the fun is trying to figure it out and stuff, because we're gonna be grinding it anyways.
Yeah,
We got
totally.
a bunch of max out stuff, so we're gonna do it over and over again. But it was the perfect amount of here's what to do without like just getting completely frustrated. Except for the
Nice.
Callus fight, I just watched a video for, because we stepped in there once and we kind of went through it, and I was like, what on earth? I don't know. And the thing with that one is everybody has to do their job perfectly,
Yeah.
or else you can't. You
can still hit
won't get
one
it
of the, like,
done.
speed bumps
If
and-
somebody gets sucked in, you're done. Somebody dies on the outside and doesn't get revived, you're done.
Sounds
Yeah.
very stressful to me. I'm like, 10 out of 10 times that's
It is,
me.
but
yeah.
it's so rewarding when you finally get it down. When they're like, "Ah," and the loot pops out, it's like, yes.
How was the loot stitch? Did you get some good stuff?
I mean, I got what I wanted, but it's definitely less satisfying
Yeah.
getting tokens and like
Right.
and like the end chest is already open for you. It's like little things like that, Like I want to be able to open the chest and see the stuff shoot out,
Yeah.
and, like celebrate and stuff.
100%.
I don't want to, just walk in and have the stuff just already be there.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Speaking of sadness, Patrick and Stacey, have either of you been playing more Wolfenstein 2?
Stacey.
I haven't picked it up this week.
Oh, just
No?
Assassin's Creed?
I've been playing. I know. I've been playing Assassin's Creed, and I've been playing Overwatch, and I started playing Hearthstone. And,
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
We'll talk
I know,
more about that
right?
when we talk about the BlizzCon
but
stuff.
no, I haven't.
Well, so what's with Assassin's Creed? Like, what's had you coming back to it?
I'm still in that open world. I'm not actually doing any quests. I'm just running around in the desert and fighting crocodiles.
That was the most Stacey thing you could say. You're
No,
like,
And I mean, bless Robbie. He sits there behind me. Are you gonna do the main quest now? Are you gonna do the main quest? Are you gonna do the main quest? Yeah, I'm gonna do the main quest. I start running towards the main quest. I get distracted by 6 other side
Sure.
quests. So I have seen quite a bit of that land. I have wandered into quite a few areas that I do not belong yet. But it's kind of just that very casual freedom of just, all right, I'm gonna unwind and I'm gonna do some stupid things in this game and run around for a few hours. And that's been occupying
It's a
my
real
time.
life simulator. Oh yeah. No, just go ahead. We're just gonna talk over it. Yeah, it's just B-roll. It's not. I don't even think it's you doing anything specific.
Probably
I think
not.
It's just
I mean,
running around on the beach.
Oh yeah, this is. I think I was talking to all the beachgoers as I was doing that. This is kind of just what happened.
Just disturbing everybody on their wonderful beach
God,
vacation.
the game looks so good.
I just
it's
fall
gorgeous.
over things. I wanted to go in the water because it was so pretty.
Is this on PS4?
Yeah, what are you playing this on?
PS4.
All right.
Yeah. So I'm really just running around. I tried to collect all the pots, and
It's not working.
it's not working. I don't. It's
Yeah, I mean, it definitely doesn't look like an Assassin's Creed game.
No, it doesn't. It's gorgeous. Is this on a Pro or this is on
no.
the
This is on just
launch
PS4.
PS4?
Mm-hmm.
It's a good looking game.
Yeah.
It is a very nice looking game, and yeah, part of me getting distracted constantly is just getting distracted by a really pretty patch of land over in the distance, and I'm like, I need to go stand on that, and I go stand on it.
I like how you run out, like, and climb the hills and then go to the road after you.
I don't believe in roads.
Yeah, why?
In games, which is really frustrating with the horses. They're not very good at jumping over things.
The Doc Brown method.
Yeah. So
1.21 gigawatts.
I was gonna say we don't need roads, but that's okay.
And like most of this is just me looking around at everything.
Yep. Is that
That's a
it's
bear?
a little panda bear mask? What do you
Oh, it is. So I did a festival, and I was that was for the Temple of Serapis, I believe.
Spoilers.
And he's
So
back,
many
everybody.
All
right, no more.
I kind of like
It's
it.
a thing I picked up.
I'm kidding.
Great.
I'm kidding.
You look adorable.
We have a request to be told about the cheetah.
Oh, yeah. So, and there was a clip made of this too, unfortunately. But so I don't like fighting the cheetahs because we're friends. I'm friends with the cheetahs.
with the cheetahs.
Do the
So
cheetahs
now-
know that they're friends with you?
The cheetahs do not know that we're friends, but we end up being friends after. So the cheetahs will run away after you hit them a certain amount of times. I was trying to pet the cow; it did
You
not
just
work.
ran right into
I
it.
was trying to pet it.
Is there a pet animal button?
Only cats. And
Only
if you,
cats.
If you walk up to cats, he automatically starts petting them.
Fantastic.
It's wonderful.
So that's why you just ran right
So
into
I ran
it. 'cause
right
you're-
into
Should
the
I
cow.
headbutt a cow?
Let me pet you.
So if you hit the cheetahs down to see, he won't jump over walls like that. It's very disappointing.
Oh, Roach would be so disappointed.
So I beat this cheetah down to like its lowest house, so it ran away from me, and we were friends, and everything was fine. And then I went to go take
friends.
out a post, and there were a lot more of them than I expected.
Great.
So I ran away, and I ran back into the cheetah, and we were supposed to be friends.
And you
He'd
were not
forgotten that
friends.
fact.
We were not friends.
Got it.
Well,
So-
you can find that clip. Wait, who made the? Did you make the clip or?
It was made on our it's on the Twitch channel.
So please go check out that clip and watch the terrifying.
It's a lot of me screaming traitor and running in circles. I don't know what else to tell
Definitely
you.
going there. Yeah.
Jesus.
You loving the game though?
I really am. It's a lot of fun.
really wanna
and
play,
even all the plot stuff
Yep.
that I've done has been really amazing. I just like getting distracted a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump in next week. I think I'm excited.
It's a lot of fun.
Patrick, what have you been playing?
I'm saving that one for the Xbox One X, which shows up tomorrow. I'm still grinding away at Wolfenstein. I've been traveling a little bit, so but I am further in this game, and it's a challenge for me to talk about just because it's such a narrative-driven experience. And I genuinely don't want spoilers, but here's what I'm going to posit. I think that would be a fascinating game to do a spoiler cast with you guys, because I think I'm going to go beyond this game as like riveting or interesting. I think this game is important. And there is some stuff that happens. I know I lost my mind at the beginning of the game, the first kind of third, about some stuff that happened, which I thought was very brave. Some stuff happens further in this game where I'll go out and say that I think Blazkowicz is one of the best written video game characters in gaming.
Wow.
And something happens kind of midway through that fundamentally changes the scope of the game. And I think the game's incredible. I think it is on my very short list for Game of the Year. I can't say that for the moment to moment because I think the game's really fucking hard. The game's very hard. But it's one of those things where like I'm enjoying the gameplay, but I can't wait to get to the cutscene and see that next to
Interesting.
move everything forward. You know, and then they've got that Normandy, that like type Mass Effect area, this hub area where you can go check in with all your crewmates, and I'm really looking forward to all that. So a little bit literally I put the controller down and just went, I've been thinking about it for like 24 straight hours. I can't believe this thing did this thing it did in the middle of the game. And then so I'm just past that moment. You guys will know what I'm talking about when you get there. I guarantee it. So I'm a little past halfway, I think, at this. And
how many hours in are you? Do you know?
taking my damn time. I'm probably 10 hours in.
Okay.
I bet you could get there faster. I mean, like, you know, I do the thing like in the hub world where I'm standing waiting to hear all of these conversations. But it's this thing, like, I think this game is just really important. It handles a lot of very ugly subject matter with a very deft approach, right? Like, I think it's easy to blow through this and handle it in kind of a gross way, or it's unbelievable. And then also has those moments of levity that you need when things are just unmitigated sadness and hopelessness. Mm-hmm. There's these great like little beats. The game's unbelievable. I can't get over it.
And I'll ask again.
Yeah.
Just I think I asked this last week, but I'll ask it again. How important is playing the first game? Do they have any sort of a previously on Wolfenstein?
They do. It's the first like
Okay.
10 minutes. The one thing that is kind of important, which I think we can give you kind of like a briefing as to what. So in the very beginning, I spoke about this when we talked about this. I don't know, a couple weeks ago. At the beginning of Wolfenstein, the last one, you make a choice.
Yeah, you make a choice and it stays with you the entire time.
They revisit that and go, by the way, which choice did you make? And so without that context, you're like, I don't know what that would be the only thing that you would need to know, but. Happy to tell you, like, again, it's age versus youth, it's experience versus kind of youth. I picked Fergus, or no, not Fergus, Wyatt, who's the younger dude. So that means in the last game, I kind of got the Jimi Hendrix playthrough. Doesn't show up if you choose the other guy. But it's always really, that's the one thing that I think. But you can pick this up. It's incredibly accessible, and it's this whole other storyline.
Cool. That's good to know. All right, let's talk a little bit about some of that sweet news. Yeah. Something else that I added because it happened about 5 minutes before everybody showed up. That one. So Media Molecule announced that they're going to be bringing Project Dreams to the PlayStation experience this year, and they released this little video, which looks like it's going to have something to do with VR because that looked like motion control.
Sure did.
Either way, Project Dreams, which nobody had any idea what gameplay implementations were going to be or how anything worked. It looks like it's at least maybe even playable because they're giving all of the dates, not just the date of the conference.
Great.
Right.
Which is good because did you see their press release after the Paris Games Week? They're like, look, we are going to show it this year. Like, I think everybody was like, where was that? Like, it's announced forever ago. Media Molecule's been silent. So anyway, I'm glad they got out ahead of it.
You don't know what that is? They announced it with PlayStation VR a couple of years ago.
Okay. Before that, at the launch of the PlayStation 4.
They
it's
said,
been in development for fucking forever.
Yeah, so that's why Little Big Planet 3 was handed off to Sony London, I think. And then Media Molecule has been working on this the entire time. But that's cool. Anyway, moving on. PlayStation trophies can now earn you store credit. There's been the PlayStation Rewards, which I've been signed up to, but originally it was just tied to like media. So like subscribing to 3 PSN services gets you 500 points. A trial to 4 PSN services gets you 15% off of the PS Store. Rent 3 movies from the PlayStation Store on your PlayStation 4 console and earn 250 points. And then if you register discs to the thing, you get a free movie. But now, and what sucks is it's not retroactive. You can't activate these quests and then it goes, oh, you've earned this many trophies. Here are points. It is from this moment on.
Got it. Yep.
If you earn 100 silver trophies, you get 100 points, or 25 gold trophies for 250 points, or platinum trophies are 10 platinum trophies for 1,000 points.
Sounds like a Chuck E. Cheese. It's just spitting out tickets.
Well, it kind of, but if you like. Right now, it looks like you can only do each of these quests, I'll call them, once. And like the average thing is like 7,000 points. So it's not great, but it's a start.
Yeah, it's something, right?
It's cool, I guess. Moving on. Gurk. We already talked about Super Mario, so we're going to skip that one. We don't have an asset for this, so don't freak out, Steve. GameStop is bringing out something called the Power Pass, which for $60 over a 6-month period, you'll be able to rent an unlimited amount of pre-owned games. So it's art. People, and as a former GameStop employee, people asked us, "Hey, do you guys rent?" And we say no, but I would tell them, I mean, you get a 7-day trial of a pre-owned game, so technically it's just really expensive. And I think this is an amazing idea because not only is it just, hey, unlimited renting, at the end of the 6-month period, you get to keep one of the games that you rented.
Yep.
And pre-owned brand new games are $60 anyway.
Yep.
So you're just paying for a new game after 6 months. Even if it's just, hey, I'm gonna keep this game, beat it in 2 months, and then try another one, that's still worth it to me. What do y'all think?
I think it's genius. I think like they've needed something to mix up the model for a very long time, right? They've been slowly dying on the vine. I think everybody's been trying to figure out what the pivot was. And I don't think in and of itself this is going to generate much revenue, but what's exciting about this, if you're the GameStop guy, and I know this, I get a lot of shit for being like Captain Corporate America, but I like the fact that they're trying to find ways to get door swings, right? That's that metric where they're like, how do I get people back in the door, right? And then maybe when they're back in there, picking up and swapping the game, they buy a chibi, like a Funko Pop something or whatever. Yeah, like so.
Or they pre-order a game.
I think it's incredibly smart, and I think it's a pretty good value. Am I crazy? Like I feel like
no, it is.
I feel like a lot of people want to take advantage of this. A lot of people want to be part of the conversation and play everything day one, but just can't because of funds, and I think this allows people to be in on that. I'm interested to see kind of what their inventory levels look like, right? Like, so if Destiny 2 comes out tomorrow, like how readily available are those titles?
So that's the thing, and I can say this from experience, is it definitely varies from store to store.
Sure.
But
Right.
there are people who, like you said, have to buy everything day one,
Yep.
and not every game will stick. We've had people come in the day after with let's just say a Destiny 2
Sure.
or whatever, saying, I didn't like it, and then they trade it in,
Yeah.
and then that's it. And then that's in the ecosystem. Like, you can find at least one copy of every Switch game. Some stores in the area, just because I've been looking, have like every physical copy of a Switch game available.
Did they restrict it by console? It's just literally everything.
Right now, the only other information that I didn't mention from the article is that you have to be a Power Up Reward member, but there are free memberships,
Right.
and the only thing that you lose, you just have to give them your email address, and you earn points.
Email at email.com.
People freak out. People
Yeah.
freak out. No reply at GameStop.com.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's the thing, is you have to be a Power Up Reward member, but you just get the free one, and this is an amazing deal.
It's pretty great.
Yeah. You'll I would say within like 2 weeks, if you really want to play a game, you'll be able to find a couple of copies around.
Is that right?
Yeah. I will say, in our area, we're kind of stupid with how many GameStops are in an area, even to the point where there's one across the street from another one up in Northridge. But we're lucky enough to have a lot of GameStop stores where I don't mind driving over there.
So did they announce in the program? So do I have to stick with? Let's say I take a game out of
here's
GameStop
the
A.
thing.
Do I need to return that game to GameStop A, or can I return it
I
to
would
GameStop B?
assume so. GameStop didn't announce this yet.
Oh, got
They
it.
confirmed it. An employee leaked it.
Right.
So an employee leaked the sheet with all of the talking points on it, which happens all the time. But GameStop confirmed that it's going to happen, and signups are going to start November 19th, which means that we'll probably get more information like the week before.
Sure.
But this will probably be
Probably later this week.
Probably there might be a drive for Black Friday to get people in, just because GameStop is usually one of the last places that people stop.
Yeah,
to get
sure.
stuff. But I'm probably gonna do it.
Go pick up that used PUBG.
Use PUBG. I don't know. Are they doing physical copies for Xbox?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I know it's in a preview program and it gets a physical release.
Arc did.
The Arc's the only other one, right?
I think there was one other one that did.
That's incredible.
But that's
Good for
I
PUBG.
mean-
Good for PUBG.
After the year they've had,
I know,
think
totally.
they deserve at least a
Got that.
handful of physical copies.
So I say I'm about 80 to 90% gonna do this, especially with my Switch. I think that regardless of if you have to stick to one GameStop, that's fine.
What
to
would
me.
be the 10%? Like, what's your reservation? What's the trepidation?
Being able to afford it.
Oh,
like,
got it.
Just like day of, like, you have to pay by this date.
Oh, got
Can
it.
I do that? Christmas is coming up. Can I afford the 60 bucks?
But you
that's
see
really
value
it.
in it. You're going,
100%.
got it. Okay.
Yeah, and it's bad. I'm a bad person to ask, because I think that a lot of the GameStop like brass and up top they don't necessarily understand what the employees have to go through.
Right.
From being one myself, but I think some of the stuff that GameStop does impart and bring out into the gaming world is valuable.
Yeah.
And you can take advantage of it. People don't like. I've seen people use GameStop as a bank, because there's no interest, there's no charge, there's no nothing. They just pre-order stuff and then pull out money when they need it. That ruins the store's numbers, but it's just like, whatever, GameStop bank.
Sure.
Nate, yeah, I know you're a big PC guy,
That's a
but
great idea.
But how does this how does this
go
value
best.
sound to you?
I don't know. I mean, I don't really have a console right now. I mean, I could use my roommate's PS4. It definitely sounds like a good idea. I'm a details guy, so I need to see their release and what the terms and conditions are, and like what constitutes a pre-owned game, and how many weeks after the release do I have to wait to get it? Because
If it's pre-owned, it's pre-owned.
Just because they use that classification now, and them using that classification with their rental
For this
service,
program,
I
yeah.
don't know
Right.
if that's
Yeah,
going to
totally.
be the same. Because
Interesting.
I mean, even like Blockbuster, you had to wait like a couple days to like rent certain things. So I don't know if I could see it going either way. I would just want to look at the details.
Just hearing Blockbuster got me all nostalgic. I smiled and I like show up and I'm like, what are we renting? You know those days where you didn't know what was going to be on the shelf? Like, what are we renting? And like, yeah, so like, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to take advantage of it. This isn't for me. I usually would prefer to pay not to go into a GameStop, but I love that it exists.
But you're a day one
digital
person.
guy too. If I have to leave my house for anything, just fuck it. It's not worth it. So
I used to be like that though. I mean, met every Halo 1, 2, and 3. I was there. Well, not Halo 1, but Halo 2 and 3 and
Me too.
4 and Reach. I was there at midnight with my Master Chief helmet.
'Cause I like that
in
shit
line.
too. I used to
and
dig
that's
that.
also and it's like a community thing too, because then you get to talk smack to other people that you're gonna crush later.
Yeah,
I like how
those
you
days
turned your
are
head to
gone
me
for
when
me
you
though.
said
I
that.
am super made
You
eye
can see the wink.
contact.
Yeah.
Right,
You're going down.
Yeah. No, and I like also I kind of love that. Like Halo 3, I also got the
But it's
Master
the
Chief
same
helmet.
thing. Like I would.
Those days are gone for me though.
I
I don't want to go into a brick and mortar for anything.
same.
And this is not picking on GameStop, although it's a little picking on GameStop. Not the best experience usually when I go in there, but like thank God for Amazon, right? Like I don't want to leave. I travel enough that I don't want to leave my house when I'm in town. Like I just don't. So I am a digital guy,
Totally get that.
and I also don't want to swap discs in and out. So and again, this isn't built for me, but I love that it exists. Like my brother is incredibly excited about this.
It would be weird. I would be upset if they went out of business and they shut them all down.
Yeah.
Even though I have almost no desire to go more often than not, just because I get everything,
It's
like
like
you
a
said,
comic
online.
book shop.
Yeah, my brother goes. He goes there to talk games, right? They become the people who work there become like his like, oh, have you heard about this thing? Like they're the people who he gets to talk games with, and it started hanging out with them outside of work, right?
Yeah.
Like so, I get the kind of community aspect, not my speed, but I love that it exists, and I think it's a smart play for GameStop.
Well, I think also coming into the holiday season, you're going to have a lot of people trading in stuff that was hot over the summer.
Yep.
Yeah.
And in
So
the
there
early
will
fall,
be. Yeah.
And
There's
then
going to be stuff.
And then
They'll have
people
inventory.
Christmas finishing games over break and then trading it in early in the year. So that first 6 months, you'll get a chance to catch up. Which especially for me, it's hard. I mean, I haven't beaten damn Horizon Zero Dawn yet. So
Here's a question though.
Yeah.
If this is a great deal and everybody starts doing this and nobody's buying the games to return them back as pre-owned, and
They're
then
still
there's a
getting the
game
$60,
drop-
and that's pure profit.
Right, but I'm saying the game selection suddenly, there's a lot. They have a ton of pre-owned games now because your only option is to go in and buy the game. I played it. Okay, here, have it back. But if there's a better option of renting it, are people going to stop buying games as much and then bringing them back to be? You get what I'm saying?
You're concerned that there's an inventory problem.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how like it works now, but a year down the line when
we still
more
don't have
people.
terms right now.
Right.
They say that signups will exist for a limited amount of time, so it's not going to be something where you're going to walk in on like January 10th and say, "Hey, I want to do the rental thing." It's, "Hey, did you sign up for the rental thing? Sorry, that was our window."
So they're probably testing it now, trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Got it.
Stacey, does this sound good to you?
You know what? Yeah, as someone who's kind of recently renewed a relationship with GameStop and actually started going in and like found a store that I liked and people that I like talking to and buying physical games, this is actually a really good way for me to start playing games that I wouldn't otherwise normally buy, because video games have always been to me, all right, I am committing to this game. I have a physical copy. This is mine. This is staying on my shelf. I was never the kind of person who would go and trade back my games after I was done with them. They were my games. I would revisit them when I wanted to have them to revisit them. But this is kind of like, all right, well, I wouldn't normally play that kind of game, but everyone's saying really good things about it. Everyone's talking about it. I want to be part of the conversation. I can try it out for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And then bring it back.
This is how I would
something
try
else.
Persona 5.
I'm interested. Yeah,
wouldn't buy
totally. And I wonder like what devs are thinking about this, right? Like developers and publishers, because like I think there's some upside to like having you talk about Persona 5 and tweet about Persona 5 and get on here and talk a little bit about it, right? Like, and there's some buzz generated around that. So I like, again, I know they've had a weird frenemy relationship, but they all need this brick and mortar distribution. But at the same time, like GameStop's been looking for ways for forever to cut them out of the ecosystem. So like I'd be interested to get some feedback from like people in that space to like how they're feeling about the model.
Agreed. The one thing I will say is that used sales is the only way that GameStop makes money.
Yeah.
They don't make any money off of new sales.
No.
So this is a way to get people to buy into the thing.
Yeah.
And if I wonder if having any sort of a membership will give you a discount on this too, because like you can only be a
Probably.
Power Up member. but they just introduced an elite level, which gives you an extra 10% off on everything. So what if it's $50 for elite members?
Right.
Then that makes you want to be an elite member.
Excellent.
Either way, there's probably going to be a lot more news and official press release. We'll talk about that when that happens. Before we get to BlizzCon, I just want to remind everybody that you can go to Into the AM, which is a wonderful store. They got all sorts of fun gamer merch. There's like space stuff. It looks like galaxies. It's real cool. You go get yourself some merch. You use the code inventory10 at checkout. That gets you 10% off. Head over to inventory. What?
10%.
10% off. Go to intotheam.com, get yourself some sweet merch, and use the code inventory10 at checkout. 10% off. Thank you. Holy crap! BlizzCon was this past weekend.
What?
Yeah, BlizzCon.
Oh.
Blizzard.
I didn't know.
The company Blizzard. I'll speed through this one real quick. StarCraft 2 is going free to play.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
That's pretty awesome. I haven't played any StarCraft 2. I played the OG StarCraft and just haven't had a minute to do it.
The campaign's real good.
I downloaded it. I haven't
Don't
played
play
it yet.
online.
Oh, you did? You pulled it down?
Yeah.
Nice.
I downloaded it already. I haven't had a chance to play it yet, but in case you missed it, you'll be able to download Wings of Liberty without paying a cent, which gives you single and multiplayer for free. But if you already have Wings of Liberty, then you get Heart of the Swarm. Otherwise, you still have to buy that and Legacy of the Void.
Nice.
Did you not get Heart of the Swarm?
Nice Blizzard.
Yeah.
I didn't buy StarCraft 2.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, so that's fun. Next, we're gonna watch, we're gonna talk over a video about Hearthstone, because we have one classic Hearthstone player and a brand new Hearthstone player in Stacey. The next expansion is called Kobolds and Catacombs. It releases next month, and it adds new cards as well as a new single-player mode called Dungeon Run. And what was it, Stacey? Was it the fact that you got to hear Matt Mercer singing like an old jaunty Irish tune? What was it that made you go, you know what, Hearthstone?
That all helps. It's kind of one of those things that's been on the radar for a while, and I'm like, once I download it, it's over. Once I download it, it's over. Well, it's downloading.
caved.
I'm deleting Pokemon Go off my phone and downloading Hearthstone instead.
That's big.
This was a commitment, and it happened.
So explain to me how the single player works. Do you know?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I don't think anybody knows yet. I'm assuming it's just like how their single-player campaigns have been before. Usually you're just playing against a boss opponent that has a special deck or like a special hero power mechanic, and then you just have to figure out how to play around it. Have you played card games before? Is this your first?
This is really my
Card
first
game?
very involved card game.
TCG?
Yes, and in a very long time also. So I would pretty much consider it my first.
Except Magic the Gathering. She was like a level 37. She was
Obviously.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
There's no levels in Magic, Pat.
I mean, God damn it. Just
You're
go,
ruining
just go
our
with
cover.
it. God damn it.
Bamboozled again.
You just don't know about the levels. That's how what a newbie is. I can't believe
Hey,
that's fucking
I'm top. I was
Shameful,
top
shameful.
8. Okay.
Oh, he's top
That's
8.
a level.
Yeah, in my
Yeah,
middle
you-
school.
yeah.
Of my
Totally.
middle school division.
Yeah.
Magic the Gathering.
Oh, you're that Nate? Oh, that's Nate Dog.
Did you
A lot of shit
I can't.
happening.
I
did
can't
you
believe what's
did you
wrong.
did you buy any packs?
I have not bought any packs.
Yay!
I have not. They
Stay
kind
strong.
of keep throwing cards at me, so I'm like, I don't
Yeah,
know.
But
if I
also-
need to.
that doesn't last.
They
doesn't laugh.
gifted a classic pack to everybody, I think, to try to get them to download before. But I don't know. But hey, we're
Classic pack.
No, but that's the thing is, hey, here's free stuff. Download our game. That's a very.
Yeah.
That works.
Right. No, it's good. Free stuff is nice.
Yeah, I agree.
And they threw packs at me for playing on a Samsung. They threw, for downloading it and for playing
Right.
on it. And
But they're
then-
classic packs. The base set is good because you need the cards anyways. But like, this is a card set from like 3 years ago now.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
it's
I
the
don't
basic
know. I don't
set,
know
so it's always going to be in play. So they're good cards. There's some good cards to have in there. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's nice. Free stuff is good.
Yeah.
This is my biggest gripe with this game is it's so much money. And like, at least with Magic the Gathering, you put money into the game and you own the cards.
Right.
Some of them might be valuable. You can sell them back for like quarters
Yep.
sometimes, but you don't own any of this stuff.
Nope.
You're just giving them
Right.
money for a random chance at a card that you need.
And
I
it's-
like the dust system because then you can craft cards that you need, but they change the value so you get way less dust now.
Yep.
So
I think it's a lot more insidious, actually. So, like, I was thinking about that the other day when they were talking about, like, blind boxes and loot boxes, and I heard somebody make the comparison that, like, it's the same as, like, buying Topps baseball cards, right? Like, where you just buy Topps and it's, like, a random... And I'm like, absolutely bullshit, because, right, like, because Blizzard keeps keeps all detailed analytics on what you've spent and all of your buying habits, right? So it's like, imagine the guy like selling you was making the packs in the back based on like how you've been spending and knows that you still want that Babe Ruth limited edition or whatever. So like I think it's a lot more insidious than that.
Of course, they can see the decks you play. They can see the heroes you play.
Yep, absolutely.
See what cards you don't have.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
So anyway,
and it's the top spenders that end up getting everything anyway.
Yep.
That don't necessarily break that
sure.
But
RNG.
This game is
to their credit, it is very well balanced as far as an RNG based card game can be. And you don't necessarily win more by having all those cards.
No,
by
sure.
spending all that.
This game's insanely profitable. You know this? It's a team of 30 that work on this game.
Wow.
It's a card game.
I know, but it's a team of 30, right? Like
how many people work on Gwent? Do you know?
I don't, but I know that like the way they had like 62
Gwent's
million
mechanics
people.
are like-
Is it? I could be wrong on this, so somebody fact check me in the chat. I think it's 62 million active Hearthstone players. For a
That
team of
wouldn't surprise
30
me.
people
That
built
wouldn't
the
surprise
game
me.
and are working on it. Like it's insane. Anyway, it's in.
Because there are even people that aren't like Blizzard files,
Right.
That just go, hey, I want to play a new card game
Yes.
on my phone,
Totally.
and they download
I mean, and that's the
Hearthstone.
other thing.
Yes.
It still has that Blizzard polish. The animations are great. It
Yep.
runs great on your phone. It's an actual game, you know.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's not. It's free to play with some microtransactions, but it's not pay to win. And a lot of those card games are.
But also, even just Blizzard's entertainment division, seeing the trailer and the short that they put out a little while ago, the musical short, it's like, I want to be in this world more.
Yeah.
They're really great with the community too.
Yeah.
Have you played Gwent? Is that what you brought that up?
No,
Have you
just
been
because
like,
it's
oh,
the first thing on my mind. Yeah.
which is the card game in Witcher. I'm like,
Yeah.
apparently Kotaku just had an article about it, how unbelievable it's gotten. I'm curious to see. I skipped it every chance I got.
TGSs, man. That's the new hotness.
I could.
You only need small teams, high profit.
Every chance I could skip that in the actual Witcher game.
All right, let's talk about some Overwatch because we never talk about it.
what? Why would we do
Let's
that?
talk about
So
Moira.
silly.
Let's bring that
say?
Moira
Who's
trailer
Moira?
up. It's our new evil healer.
Did you just assume her alignment?
Yeah, because she's with
no.
Talon and Blackwatch.
She's straight up
Yeah.
is evil.
Darkness.
This girl.
So, Stacey, she hit the PTR today.
She did hit the
Tell
PTR
us a little
today.
bit about how Moira plays.
Moira is fascinating in gameplay.
Go
So in PTR you have two options. You can play regular quick play where Moira is insta-locked constantly, or you can do the free-for-all, which means you end up having 12 Moiras. Or usually 10 Moiras and
sure,
2
sure,
Torbjorns, which
yeah.
is a nightmare. But Moira, so she's going to make it really interesting in team play, and I can actually see her being used very regularly. She has...
Bouncy ball
she
of death.
looks
Dude, this
so
bouncy ball
evil.
of death, this bouncy ball of death is something else. So she can shoot out healing, or she can shoot out this ball of just pure destruction. And her ult is something
Shoot
else
the
too.
whoop!
Yeah, so this ball bounces around, and if it catches you, it just drains an unbelievable amount of health. Like you're like, oh well, get away from it as fast as possible. The way her beams work are very similar to Symmetra or Zarya. It seems
Okay.
she kind of locks. She doesn't lock on quite as easily as Symmetra, but she has some reach. I have a feeling the reach is going to be adjusted before she hits the actual game, because right now it is pretty absurd
Okay.
how far away she can be and still hit you. Well, we'll see, because they also put up the Mercy nerf on
What
PTR.
did they nerf?
So now it is 1.25 seconds, 1.25 or 1.75 seconds to cast Resurrection, and she is slowed down 75% when she is rezzing.
Oh, you mean the animation time?
Yes.
Okay.
So now instead of an instant res, she just runs in and you're up. You actually see a little screen that's like resurrecting, and it counts down, and then you come back, which is very difficult. Which is very difficult for divas especially.
I'm sure.
Because you come back out of mech and you don't usually get back in that mech. But it really makes Mercy rethink like where she can res and how she can res. You can't swoop into the middle of battle anymore,
Right.
where there's a lot of action going on, and res somebody because you won't get it off. She can be interrupted now by flashbangs, by any kind of movement. So
Oh no, really?
Good.
yeah, so I mean she
Call this
was
good design.
She was a bit overpowered
Yeah.
before with the current
There's
way
no
that
way
it is.
to counterplay
Yeah,
it.
right.
Now,
Nope.
if you're behind, if you die and you're like near a corner or someplace safe within your team, and she can pick you up, great. But if you're running around like a madman, Mercy can't just swoop in, instant res you with no counterplay, no way to stop her.
Right.
Even if you kill her, the res still goes off.
Right.
So I like it.
No, I mean I do too, especially coming off of the games this weekend, the competitive Overwatch games that they played at BlizzCon.
Everybody
you
using
had
Mercy.
to run a Mercy. If you weren't running a Mercy, you were out of luck during these games.
How does her ult affect the res time?
That I am not totally certain on. I think they have a similar. I don't think that it quickens it.
We got Robbie in chat.
Yeah,
her
he's our
ult gets
Mercy.
rid of the 1.75 and goes back to instant.
All right, there we go.
So good.
So she
That
gets
sounds
the-
like a fair balance.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, that's cool.
Totally.
I mean, it doesn't matter because I want to be playing Moira anyway because it seems like an evolution of. I love me some Zenny. I love me some Zenyatta.
Yeah.
But Mercy, I mean, she used to be the healer I picked the least until Ana showed up because I'm not accurate, and I would not. I would be. It took me like 3 shots to like heal somebody, but
Fair.
But yeah, Moira sounds like Zenyatta 2.0 in terms of what you get a chance to do.
She's kind of a fusion of like Zenyatta and Symmetra is how I feel. She's a lot of fun to play. She finding counters for her has been fun. She runs through quite a few characters. She, like
I want to play.
It's been a lot of fun to kind of experiment with her, and I only got probably about an hour and a half to really play a couple of games. But so far, she's going to make a very interesting addition. She's going to change the way that you play in a couple. Now, no more rushing hallways because she sends that orb of death down a hallway.
Forget it.
Ooh boy! or she's got her ult in that hallway.
Yeah.
But I also liked it looked like in her trailer that like it's the ball damage, but you could also do ball heal and send it with a rush.
Yes, so she's got one hand is her evil and one is the healing. So when you activate her her ability, you can either choose to send out the curse or you can send out the healing ball.
Okay, that's cool.
So
is cool.
So you
Yeah.
get a choice, and then
Like
her
you could be falling
regular-
behind a little bit slow and just be like, and then like just send a little bit of healing out for a boost. That's cool.
Right.
That's cool.
Rad.
Speaking of changing the game and weird, hey, there's gonna be a new map. Blizzard World is gonna be Overwatch's newest map, and I believe we do have. No, we have. I think we have a video for that. That's for the character skins. So check the videos real quick, Steve. But yeah, it is a theme park themed world based off of World of Warcraft, Hearthstone, StarCraft, and other Blizzard games lore.
Hey, like you say weird.
That's
I love
it.
this.
No, it's
Yeah.
really
I
cool.
If this
love
is their
this.
way of like prototyping how they're actually gonna make this place, I'm super down.
But it's missing
Also
Overwatch.
super down.
But it's missing Overwatch.
That's the big surprise reveal.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what they're keeping.
That's why when you enter, they give you an Overwatch pin. They're like, you are Overwatch.
It looks so silly. It looks like so much fun. The amount of detail, and just from watching a
Flight of the
couple of
Dust
people
Wood.
play through, yeah. And I mean,
Starwood looks so.
I don't know.
Pylon Terrace, I'm about it.
Yeah,
Hearthstone
it's
Tavern.
good. The inside of the Hearthstone Tavern is just it's great.
good.
The
The jogger. I mean, it's so
And the
good.
Lost and
entrance
Found
to
Vikings.
Stormwood.
Oh, I know.
Oh, I missed the Lost and Found Vikings. That's
Yeah.
pretty great.
Yeah,
It's
it
pretty
should-
great.
it should-
Did you see the image? The image for the Lost and Found
There it is.
Vikings.
There it is.
It's the three.
It's the Lost Vikings.
No, but it's that Travolta gif of him in where he's like where he's like walking around.
yeah.
It's the three positions of him doing that.
That's
Really?
funny.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Amazing.
So it's going to be a combo map. It's going to be part assault, part payload, and it's going to be released early next year. So looking forward to that.
Very excited.
That's going to be
About
fun.
this map.
Now we can go back to that still, because they're going to be adding a whole bunch of skins just in regular loot boxes. No special events, no nothing. So let's take a look at these. We've got Black Hand.
Whoa, guys,
Hello?
hang on one second.
Hello?
Steve in the booth here.
Hi,
What's
Steve.
up, guys?
Wow.
Am I seeing a StarCraft Ghost in that lineup on the left there?
Yeah, might
I mean,
be.
you
Yeah.
might.
That's a
be.
Nova
That is
Widow,
Nova
my friend.
Widowmaker.
There it is.
She was the next person I was going to say. We've got Black Hand Doomfist, Nova Widowmaker, that is Butcher Roadhog. I'm trying to look. And then up top middle is Crusader Reinhardt from the short Honoring Glory that released this past week. And then we've got, where is he? Magni, what? I don't know.
Magni.
Magni Bronzebeard
Magni
Torbjorn.
Bronzebeard.
Immortal. Oh, no, I skipped one. Barbarian Zarya, Immortal Orisa, and Echo Point May. So we've got two shorts. Echo Point? I say Eco Point, whatever. But we've got 2 based off of based off of the shorts.
The heartbreaking shorts.
Yeah, the 2
Rip your soul to
2
shreds.
saddest ones, but or 2 sad ones, I should say. But all of those new skins are just going to be a regular part of loot boxes.
Great.
No special event for them.
And apparently all of the characters are getting skins as well as new voice lines and accessories and all kinds of things. So hopefully they...
Yeah, because I mean, Blizzard World doesn't like fit into an event unless they create a new event for it. But either way, let's have theme parky, silly. Can we just have Junkrat in like a mascot costume with like a giant head
Yes.
of himself?
Yes.
Let's do
Do
that.
it.
All right.
Yes.
Himself, even better.
Yeah, of himself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just the giant head, too. His body is just normal.
Yes.
Okay, where should we go from there? Let's go to some World of Warcraft news. Let's go with World of Warcraft Classic first.
God.
No, I mean this is big.
I know.
I know you didn't play it.
I need to understand why it's big.
So there have been fan servers
Right.
of Vanilla WoW,
Right.
Which kind of so Blizzard went, hey, we want that money.
No.
No,
That's
Go
not
ahead.
what happened.
What happened?
There
Tell
were
us.
fan
Tell
servers
us.
of Vanilla WoW,
We're
and
shut
Blizzard said,
us
"Hey,
down, right?
You can't
Right,
do that."
I was gonna say, that's a cease and desist.
And we went, "Come on, we really want this," and they
Yes.
went, "No," and we said, "Come on, Blizz, please," and they said, "No, fuck you." And then eventually they met with some of the people who developed the biggest one, Nostradamus. And the people from Nostradamus are like, hey, like they met and talked with us, or thank glad that they talked with us, whatever, blah, blah, blah. They might be working on some things, they might not. So all this was like a year and a half ago. So they thought maybe at last year's BlizzCon that this was going to be announced along with Legion. It was not. They didn't say anything.
Right.
So I had kind of forgot about it. I just assumed that they were not going to do it.
Right.
So it was a nice surprise to hear them announce it officially.
I heard and they'd sold those shards of the original servers, right? They'd actually sold those off as a
Yeah.
and gave them out as a thank you for people who like had
Yeah.
like 10 plus years of subscription. And I heard the joke was they're like, guys, so we're gonna need those back, which I thought was pretty great. But why is it a big deal? Like, what's the appeal of just like a vanilla instance?
I mean, a lot of it is nostalgia. I'm kind of torn on it because I played Classic also into BC, and I have a lot of fun memories. I made a lot of fun
Sure.
friends. There's a lot of community and things that I miss about it, but also there's a lot of from quality of life changes to balance changes that I think a lot of people are not remembering.
That's why I was curious.
And like the initial time sink required, even just to get to level cap
Yep.
in the first game, is crazy.
Yeah.
There's literally not enough quests.
Right.
You have to like grind and you have to run dungeons and stuff just to get to cap.
Sure.
Then you gotta grind resistances, and the first raid MC is a 40-man raid, so you have to actually get 40 people together regularly
Right.
just to grind the first boss, so you
Sure.
can even get enough gear to get on to the next boss. So there's a lot of things that I think people are not going to remember. I think it's going to come out and it's going to have huge numbers, and then it's going to dwindle down to the core group of people that really, really want the game. Because there is definitely something rewarding about a game that really does require you to put the time in. 'Cause when
Sure.
you finally get it, you feel rewarded and things of that nature, as opposed to playing the game now. Whereas I feel like they've kind of gone over the balance of playing towards people who don't have a lot of time, because now, if you are an elitist or whatever
Yeah.
and you put a lot of time into it, it's too easy to get everything. It doesn't feel rewarding.
But also,
That was fun.
so they didn't give a date on this. They just said, hey, this is going to take some time, but we're working on it. Maybe they're adding those maybe like minor back-end quality of life things.
But then it's not Vanilla WoW.
Right.
But then will
Right.
people want
Right.
it? That's my question. So like
I guess we'll find out.
I can see why they may do some balance things in some nature, but I don't know if the core group that really wants this, I don't know if they're going to be okay with that.
I wanted to know. I was thinking,
Yeah.
like, I think like going back and revisiting some of these things, like nostalgia is always better, like in retrospect,
Yeah.
right? Like when you actually go revisit games or what the hell, like I remember relationships way more fondly than I probably should. Like when you go back and revisit some of these things, they aren't like what you remembered.
Yeah.
And I think like so I was confused when I saw this, like, yeah, and I was like,
especially
why?
especially games like this that have so many balance patches and stuff, because certain things are overpowered or certain
Right.
things get exploited and figured out. So when you start rolling back these patches, people are already talking on Reddit about like, well, not going to roll a paladin because it's going to be useless. I'm just going to roll warrior and roll arms and then just cut people in half in PvP because that's what they did back then.
Which they've eliminated.
Well, there's no battlegrounds.
Okay.
And at least it depends on which patch they go with. If it, you know.
Because I just said that was one of the bullets, right? Like they announced, right? They've gotten away from PvP and World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
So.
In the end. Well, that has to do with the new expansion that they announced.
Oh, okay.
Which we can go into right now.
Great.
Let's go to World of Warcraft Battle for Azeroth. There's a lot of shit in this. So this is the opening cinematic. They released it yeah.
That was the noise you heard was it hitting his vein.
Basically.
Well, I will say, anytime there's been an announcement for a new expansion, even though I've got little to no experience with WoW, it's remarkable. Anytime Blizzard Entertainment has a cinematic of any kind, whether it's an Overwatch short or something that's directly attached to a game, it's awe-inspiring, beautiful, and something that makes you go, oh crap, I want to play this. Yeah. So no matter what it is, and this is no exception. So this, you're back to choosing Horde and Alliance.
Listen, he's so Jones, he's a junkie. This is why I never started.
This is like. I mean, they say it every time they put out a new cinematic. It's the best one they've ever done. But man,
it's real good.
The lighting in this and the armor designs, and when Sylvanas goes all banshee and just like tears the and little Prince Anduin and his island, his armor now, and the lions, and now he's like a man.
So I've never played WoW, and I've never done Blow, and for similar reasons, because I will love them way too much, and I will have a problem immediately with both of them.
I have to say, after watching, and this,
I want to say that I'm not gonna play, but I'm gonna play.
You're definitely gonna play.
I'm gonna play.
After this is really weird to say, and you're probably gonna hate me for saying it. I followed what you were saying, even from just watching the World of Warcraft movie.
Is that true?
A little bit.
All right.
I know I'm doing.
Look, I'm glad that you enjoyed it.
That's it.
Enough. Yes. End of sentence.
Like, why just give me an hour and a half of this?
No, I agree.
And
Absolutely.
I'm into it.
I'll give you all my money, all of it.
So in this,
there are
new races: the High Mountain Tauren, Void Elves, Dark Iron Dwarves, and others.
They're kind of like sub races.
Okay, yeah. Each with unique abilities. You can plunder the islands of the Great Sea. Charge into warfronts. They're 20-player cooperative warfronts to claim a key strategic location. It's like PvE inspired by classic Warcraft's RTS battles.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
You can infuse your armor with Titanic Might with Azerite, which is you imbue the heart of Azeroth, a legendary neck piece entrusted to each hero by Magnite Bronzebeard with Azerite with Azerite to customize your armor with new power and traits. They up the level cap to 120, and you get an instant boost to 110. And here's interesting is they seem to be implementing communities a little bit more. They made this as a selling point on the bullets. Join up with WoW players who share common interests in persistent cross-realm communities. Share these strategies with members of your class. Fraternize with auction house magnates. Talk shop with fellow tailors and expand your social circles.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of already been around for the
look
last
at that
10
little
years
boy.
that he's been playing.
Oh,
Look at him.
He's a
Look at
man
that
now.
boy.
Okay?
I mean,
He says, Dad, I don't want to be a paladin.
I want to be a paladin.
I want to be a priest. Oh. Anduin used Mass Resurrect. It was super effective.
Dude, it looks so cool.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody stop me.
Send help.
So we don't have to show the trailer, but there was a really cool reveal of Alexstrasza.
It's really cool until you watch that cinematic and you realize that the Hanzo animations are the exact same Hanzo animations from the duel.
Yeah, the short.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah,
it's just new Hanzo stuff. But even
you can't do a cinematic like this and then reuse.
True,
like
assets.
That. Yeah, like you can't set the bar that high.
Alexstrasza and Hanzo are going to be joining Heroes of the Storm. Alexstrasza is going to be debuting next week, whereas Hanzo is going to debut in December.
Okay.
Hanzo has all of the same abilities that he has. I mean, some of the HOTS stuff and abilities are really cool, but The last, you don't have to play it. It's fine. But
It's fine.
yeah, it's fine. Yeah, that's not even the short. That's just the actual gameplay stuff that they get.
Cool.
But I don't. Yeah, I'm gonna skip it. They announced a lot of stuff about the Overwatch League, and there's a lot of money involved and a lot of matches involved. Holy shit, is there a lot of money involved? And everybody's gonna get health insurance by being an esports player. Good for them. But we've got over the course of a couple of weeks, we've had all of our teams announced. The Atlantic Division is going to be the Boston Uprising, the Florida Mayhem, the Houston Outlaws, the London Spitfire, the New York Excelsior, and the Philadelphia Fusion. The Pacific Division is going to include the Dallas Fuel, Los Angeles Gladiators, Los Angeles Valiant, San Francisco Shock, the Seoul Dynasty, and the Shanghai Dragons.
Indeed.
Yeah. So
This is now the Valiant sign.
You're
The Valiant.
Oh, you're starting a thing? Started here?
hands
not
go
gonna do
up.
that.
But
I
either way,
might workshop that.
Yeah.
there's a
Punch it up a
lot.
little bit.
There's going to be some exhibition matches December 6th through the 9th.
Tickets went on sale about an hour ago.
Damn it!
Yeah.
So yeah, do yourself a favor. But the last, I mean, I have like a page worth of details that is just sad to me, because the fact that these folks.
Mind blowing.
Their regular season placement bonuses altogether are about $1.3 million, whereas the championship playoff placement bonuses are about $1.7 million.
There you go.
And that doesn't include the health insurance. Anyway, there's some cool stuff coming out this week, so let's talk about that real quick. Football Manager 2018, and that's about it.
Thank God, finally.
Wow.
No, but aside from that.
fun.
Mario Party, the top 100.
Okay.
Awesome. I wish that was coming out for the Switch, because there's some amazing Mario Party minigames there. Need for Speed Payback.
Man,
Right?
can you believe that is coming out? I haven't seen anything on that since E3. Right?
Right?
It's crazy.
It's
Nothing. The EA is trying
What
to
are they
bury
gonna
this
show
game.
you?
I don't know. Maybe some Fast and the Furious wannabe stuff. I don't care, but something.
but Fast and the Furious already has to deal with Forza.
Buried. I know.
That's unfortunate. Also coming
Is
out,
it?
Sonic Forces,
Ooh, I heard that was
where you
just
can
a
create
dumpster fire.
create your own Sonic character.
I've heard that's real bad.
Dragging
What?
this out.
Yeah, you can create your own
Yeah.
Sonic OC. You didn't know
Who
that?
asked that?
Heard
Yeah.
that's
Coming out for
real bad.
PS4,
Have you
Xbox One,
been
PC, and
On the
Switch.
internet. I've seen all of the Sonic OCs because it is a world.
It's
No, yeah,
No,
it's,
and there are four
the
different.
stuff of nightmares.
Definitely avoid that.
You can pick
Yes.
4 different character types that have 4 different abilities that can
Stop.
do different things. I'm selling him on it, but
No.
Neo is coming out for the PC, so now all the PC folks can get a hold of that. But the most important thing that's coming out this week is Doom for the Nintendo Switch.
Are you gonna pick that up? You are. You are.
If I didn't have to spend hundreds of dollars on tires today, I probably would have.
Super interested to see what that looks like.
Me
in
too,
Running, I just because that game is about the fidelity and the speed and that silky smooth 60 frames a second, and I don't know how. Whatever. Like I'm optimistic, and I'm glad it's coming to the Switch. I'm not but I just can't imagine that is the optimal
Hey
way
man,
to
it
play that
can
game.
run Skyrim.
Yeah, I put my TI 99 can run Skyrim. I feel like at this point, you can run everything runs that.
Yeah.
Jesus, that's getting a PSVR bundle.
Bundle, yeah.
I can't-
Yeah, I think it's coming on the Apple Watch next year.
It is definitely. I'll play. Great way to play the game. I feel like.
That's coming to ASCII soon.
Stacy's reading the books. She's like, oh god,
I can't.
just so many books, so many.
Read them to me.
Zoom in.
People are trying to
Zoom
talk to
in.
me, and I'm reading books on it.
Beautiful.
Bad.
That's gonna do it for us, man. Yeah,
Man.
we got it. Thank you, Steve.
Man.
Sorry, that wasn't supposed to sound indignant. I love you. So let's wrap up to let the folks know where they can find you on the social medias and what you're going to be playing this week. Patrick!
Find me Truly Slide. I'm gonna be probably I'll be tweeting about the Xbox One X. Not doing an unboxing, but my favorite
Oh,
thing
you're
about
not gonna wait till next week to unbox it?
no. But my favorite
I
thing is
thought that's what
getting
we
a
were doing.
console and being part of where things are weird and broken. So if you have Xbox One X questions about UI or any of that nonsense, hit me up. I'm at Truly Slide and on your console of choice, and P to the D's on Twitter.
Stacy.
Yes, Stacey Shuttles. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch at Stacey Shuttles, or on PS Network at Seriously Siri. I'm going to be continuing to play Assassin's Creed throughout the week, and Wolfenstein 2. Also
Playing Assassin's Creed.
Petting
Assassin's
cats.
Creed. But first, Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah!
The Wildlands.
Oh, that's right.
That comes out
Oh.
tonight.
Tonight.
So I am here for that.
No, I know.
Hey, Nate. Are you gonna be doing anything other than
Hey,
Destiny
Mark.
2?
No, I'm not.
I don't mind
I
you.
might play some Hearthstone. Actually, I think I'm gonna play some PUBG this week. I think, yeah.
You gotta
I-
teach us
But
good.
yeah, find me on the interwebs everywhere at Dog Like Nate, and let's play some Destiny.
Yeah.
I might give Hearthstone a try too.
Do it.
I downloaded it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
To my veins.
We can play, and I'll.
Do it.
Crush you.
Annihilate me.
Junkies.
Destroy.
But
Oh,
yes,
it's all RNG.
make sure to follow us here on Twitch, or if you're watching us on YouTube, follow us on Twitch at InventoryFullPT. That is where we stream games. Stacey's been a champ in streaming Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to stream Mario, but I kind of want to, just to complain about it a little bit more.
I'd watch that.
Do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stream some
watch you-
Crucible this week, and
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna stream some raid runs too.
Oh, awesome.
All
Cool.
right.
Make
Cool.
sure you follow us there for that. Go to Into the AM. Use the code inventory10 to get 10% off on your order. Follow me on Twitter at Mark Donica. We're going to be playing a lot of stuff in this upcoming season, and we're going to try to find ways to be able to talk more to you, the viewers. So please follow us at InventoryFullPT and all of our individual Twitters to get more information on that as it happens. But until next time, thank you for watching. We'll see you in the, I don't know, Blizzard world.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's go with that.
Yeah.
I'll go
This
there.
is Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network. We would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.